I befriended a strange little girl at the park, and it left me very confused. I heard a giggle from behind me. Turning around, I saw a little girl peeking at me from behind a tree. I was at the park, sitting on a bench and reading a book. Just a few meters off, my brother was having the time of his life at the slide. All the children were busy having fun on the various playground equipments. Then why was this girl behaving so oddly? She came and sat beside me, smiling sweetly all the time. The little girl must have been barely 4 to 5 years old. Where were her parents? I inquired the same. She lifted her chubby little hand and pointed towards a woman sitting on another bench, busy with her phone. I asked her for her name next. It was Annie. Annie seemed to be quite the oddball. She never tried to mingle with the other children. Every Sunday I visited the park with my brother, and every Sunday I found her there. Sometimes her mother was there, but most of the time she was not. Annie told me how busy her mother was with her job and how she often left the little girl all alone at the park to run errands. Annie's father had lost his job a couple of years ago and had resorted to drinking, resulting in a divorce. She had no idea where he was, and Annie's mother blamed the failed marriage on the little girl. I felt sorry for her. The poor child had to bear so much at such a young age. She told me how she was bullied at school, which caused her to completely stop interacting with children her age. I was her only companion, and she confided all her happiness and sadness in me. A month had passed with me seeing Annie every Sunday. One Sunday, she did not turn up. I felt uneasy, but what could I do? I had no idea where she lived. I had never interacted with her mother. I desperately hoped that she would be there the next Sunday. The next Sunday, as soon as I entered the park, I noticed Annie's mother sitting at a bench, busy with her phone as usual. I felt relieved that I'd see Annie today, but that sensation quickly changed to concern when I saw the expression on the little girl's face. It was one of deep sadness, the kind that one never expects to see on a child's face. "No one loves me," she said as a tear slid down her left cheek. Her mother had brought a male colleague home last week, and Annie, whose experience with adult men was limited to her abusive alcoholic father, had refused to interact much with him, causing her mother to lash out at the poor girl. The little girl was locked out of her house for her behavior. I felt outraged and decided it was time to report these incidents. But my first concern was to cheer Annie up. "I hid in my secret hiding place at this park when Mommy locked me out. Want to see it?" she whispered. I felt reluctant to leave the sight of my brother, but she was insisting too much. Thinking I would be gone for only a couple of minutes, I allowed her to hold my hand and lead me to the area of the park where the lake was. She then pointed towards an untamed bushy area at the far bank of the lake, a place where usually no one ventured. I could hear the cawing of many crows over there. The rough bushes scratched my legs, but I did not stop. A strange odor was in the air. I was never a big fan of nature, and I shrugged it off as some terrible natural smell. I reached the large group of crows and shrieked loudly. It was the rotting remains of a little girl. The crows were feeding on the body. I stumbled back and whipped my head around. Annie was nowhere to be seen. I ran back to the playing area, all the while informing the police about the terrifying situation. Mind-numbing horror filled me, and I confronted Annie's mother. "Where is your daughter?" The woman gave me a look of great confusion. "Excuse me? I don't have a daughter. See, that's my son on the swings." She pointed to a boy of about 9 years of age. The cops confirmed that the woman was not lying. The name of the little girl whose body I had found was confirmed to be Annie. It had been rotting away in that corner of the park for about a month now. Who was I talking to all this while?